of McCovey Cove, including a little small armada out there just in case. I'm John Miller with Mike Krukow. The Giants and the Astros ready to begin the holiday weekend series.
All right, time now for our roundtable key ingredients, and we think that Big Sadowski's comfort zone is something that will be key tonight. It's just his second start in the big leagues and his first start here in San Francisco, so Ryan Sadowski has to settle down and get his nerves under control. Lock and load for Paulino. Felipe Paulino, he comes at you with a fastball that at times will go up at 98, 99 miles per hour. So Giants hitters, don't expect a lot of finesse. It's going to be one speed fastball and an occasional slider. Go get him. And the table setters for the Giants. If you're looking who's on top of the lineup tonight, Rowan, Wynn, and Sandoval set the table, set it for the middle of the lineup, and that's the key for the Giants. Cash those table setters and score some early runs for Ryan Sadowski.
There's Eli Whiteside, who will be doing the catching, and Mike, he caught Sadowski several times for the Fresno Grizzlies in the minor leagues and caught him last Sunday in Sadowski's great debut game.
Well, he had 6 of the 9 zeros that Eli Whiteside caught, and Eli Whiteside is 5-2 in games that he's had starting assignments, and he's very proud of that shutout that he got against the Brewers on Sunday. And he said he does know Sadowski quite well. Sadowski said that Eli was a huge comfort zone for him on his major league debut. So the two that know each other, they hooked up. And interesting, both guys said in that game on Sunday that the curveball of Sadowski, which is normally a strikeout pitch, really never showed up. Not really something that is that unusual when you have a lot of adrenaline in your arm. You will lose a finesse pitch like a curveball, but Eli Whiteside said he's got a much better curveball than what he showed on Sunday, and Whiteside said, and Sadowski said the same thing.
I saw a quote today in Andy Baggerly's blog from the Mercury News. He said, "I know it sounds crazy, but I really didn't have a good breaking ball. I was just sinking and cutting. I'd make the little cut a little bit bigger when I felt I needed to. I was doing all the things I learned to do in the minor leagues." And he also said, and I think it says a lot about his point of view, he says, "I think the only one who wasn't surprised about that game on Sunday was me," said Sadowski. "I felt like I've gotten better throughout the year. I pitched better in Fresno. I feel like I pitched better than my numbers were at Fresno. I was very happy, but I was not shocked." And there is Sadowski heading out to the mound as we are just about ready to begin. And let's take a look at the Houston Astros batting order, brought to you by Verizon Wireless, America's largest mobile-to-mobile calling family. Michael Bourne, he's a speedster. He leads the league in steals. Center field, Miguel Tejada. And Tejada is hitting .333. Not hitting the long ball, but getting a lot of hits nonetheless. Lance Berkman, 17 home runs, and he is as hot as he's been all year right now coming into this game. First base, Carlos Lee, the other big slugger, in left field, hitting .302. Jeff Blum out of Cal, and a guy who always seems to torment the Giants. He's at third base. Hunter Pence in right field, the young outfielder, hitting .306. Kaz Matsui, switch hitting second baseman. Humberto Quintero, the catcher, hitting eighth. And Felipe Paulino coming off his best start of the season as he shut down the Tigers in an interleague game. That's a pretty tough team to shut down.
Well, indeed they are. Let's take a look at the defense that'll play behind Ryan Sadowski tonight. It is a Giants defense brought to you by your California Ford dealers. Wynn, Rowan, and Sherholtz. That's your outfield with the best arm in right field with Nate Sherholtz. Sandoval and Renteria on the left side of the infield. Uribe and Ishikawa on the right side. Eli Whiteside, he'll put the fingers down for the young rook, Ryan Sadowski. And when Sadowski is on, he'll sink and cut the fastball. He's got a curveball, changeup, and a slider. In 13 starts in Fresno, he's 5-2, 59 strikeouts against 32 walks in 72 in the third. And the thing that impressed Bruce Bochy about his debut is how he managed to stay calm despite a lot of opening day jitters, debut jitters. He threw strikes.
And his first pitch is sinker low and inside to Michael Bourne for ball one. Bourne was acquired in the deal that sent Brad Lidge to the Phillies prior to last year. Now broken back, one hop, then Renteria. And Bourne really not running. He's just trotting up the first base line, which is really a surprise when he's got such amazing speed. And he looks like he's hurt himself, though. He's holding his left hand with his right hand.
That was unusual. I mean, even if your hand is hurting, you can still run fast. Right, looked like off the end of the bat, and it will put some bees in your hands, but still no excuse not to run down the line.
Well, ow, ooh, ow, oh. And there's ball one down and away to Miguel Tejada.
Well, I guarantee he's going to get some kind of, well, I don't know if he's going to get fined, but he will get confronted by the manager for that lack of effort down the first baseline.
I mean, that's his game. Run hard, put the pressure on the defense.
I don't care if you have a broken hand, you can still run hard. It looked bad.
It looked very bad. Tejada, and that sinker to third. High hop on Sandoval. He plays it, throws it out. That one hit something and shot up as if it came off a trampoline there at the last.
Sadowski, a strike thrower. When he's down around the knees, you know he's going to do a lot of this, and that's getting ground balls for his infield. He likes to work a nice, fast pace. And let's watch the footwork of Pablo Sandoval, getting himself in balanced position to make the throw. Nice exchange, glove hand to bare hand. Made it look easy.
Giants, by the way, with a special hat for the Independence Day holiday weekend. Red cap with the red, white, and blue SF interlocking. And there's a sinker a little bit low to Lance Berkman. Tough to get Berkman to go out of the strike zone. Very patient, very particular, and right now seeing the ball well. And a cutter off the inside. 2-0. Randy Marsh is the home plate umpire. And the crew chief. 2 down, nobody on. 2-0 the count. And 3-0. Marvin Hudson, Lance Barksdale, and Angel Hernandez on the bases. And the umpiring crew for tonight. And that's a strike. Now, we saw some kayaks out there in McCovey Cove, and that is always relevant when Lance Berkman plays here. I think he's launched them out there before. And Sadowski never does find the strike zone against Berkman.
Whoa, stay up. I got money on you now. Come on. Whoa. What do they call those? Like little sunfish or something? Whoa. Stay up. I got money on you. He's his own ballast system.
Wow, there was some excitement going on out there before the game. That was a little bit earlier this evening. Carlos Lee, the slugging left fielder, and that's a called strike on the outside. Now with the Astros, you've got Berkman with 17 homers, and then Carlos Lee's got 12 homers and a .302 average. Big and strong, and you see he'd been doing some heavy hitting lately. And at second base, handled cleanly by Uribe, and the inning is over. 3 ground ball outs. So far so good for Ryan Sadowski. Now the Giants are coming up. The home stretch of the first half of the season. Giants with 10 consecutive home games leading into the All-Star break, starting with this one tonight against Houston, and the Houston right-hander Felipe Paulino, 25 years old, from the Dominican Republic. And Paulino was in 5 games last year without a whole lot of success, but he had tremendous success in his last start, getting his first win of the year and shutting down the Detroit Tigers as Aaron Rowan takes a strike. And he throws hard. That first one clocked at 98, this one at 96.
Well, big league hitters like a guy that throws hard that doesn't have an off-speed pitch, and that's kind of Paulino.
That's a strike.
Quick little slider right there, but you're kind of, I mean, he's got an occasional curveball too, but not a real good go-to changeup.
And he got him chasing out of the strike zone, 1 away. The Giants batting order, we saw Aaron Rowan, the leadoff man, center field. Randy Wynn in left field. Randy's swinging the bat well lately. Pablo Sandoval, after a ferocious month of June, looking for his first hit here in July. Nate Scherholtz in right field. Edgar Renteria at short. Travis Ishikawa first. Juan Uribe at second. Eli Whiteside the catcher. And Sadowski the pitcher. Benji Molina getting a night's rest with day games here tomorrow and Sunday. A strike to Randy Wynn. 274 average, 2 homers, 30 batted in.
Felipe Paulino's numbers. This is his 10th start, 2-4 in the year, 46 strikeouts in 50 2/3 innings. Great stuff, the fastball slider combination.
And he blew that fastball right by Randy Wynn.
Paulino, 25 years old, out of Los Tiques, Venezuela, his second year at the big league level.
Lives in Venezuela now, born in the Dominican Republic. No score in the game, 1 out, nobody on. That one, our radar gun got it at 100 miles an hour, but off the inside.
Our Red Hot Casino presents Who's Hot. Randy Wynn, the last 6 games, hitting .407, 11 for 27, 3 doubles, 3 RBIs, absolutely tore it up in St. Louis.
That's a base hit to left field.
And his hits, they come in bunches. Let's take a look at the defense playing behind Felipe Paulino. It will be Lee, Bourne, and Pence. That's your outfield. Best arm is in right field with Pence. Blum, Tejada will be on the left side of the infield. Matsui and Berkman on the right side. And Quintero will do the catching. Paulino coming off his best start of his career, his last outing against Detroit, as John pointed out. The hard-hitting Tigers, just 3 hits in those 7 innings. He struck out 9. And you do that to the Tigers, and you're right, John. That's something you put on your business card.
Pablo Sandoval due for a hit. Sandoval 0 for 9 the last 2 games in St. Louis. After having a great month of June, led the league in hitting. And he chases that low fastball and doesn't get it. The snap throw to first by Quintero. Wynn is back to the bag. Berkman on the bag with him. Sandoval's got 11 homers, 40 batted in. He's averaged down at .327 at game time. 8th in the league in hitting. A ball and a strike. Sandoval, I saw something about Sandoval, and his older brother Michael is in the Twins organization, and Andy Baggerly asked him, how come you didn't end up signing with the Twins instead of with the Giants in 2003? He said he didn't like the way the Twins treated his brother. There's that breaking ball, and it's a ball and 2 strikes.
It's kind of a straight down slider. Doesn't look like it's got any sweep to it that works its way into a lefty. I mean, this is just a straight downer. And if anything, it's going away from a lefty. That is a nasty breaking ball. This guy could close games right now.
1-2. That ball is hit well. Deep into right field. That ball is a home run. 2-run big fly for Pablo Sandoval. 2-0 Giants.
.96-mile-an-hour fastball. They set up outside. It goes middle in, and that is right in Sandoval's wheelhouse. Completely on the other side of the plate of the intended target, and Sandoval really makes him pay for the location mistake. Home run number 12.
That wall is 20 feet high, and he hit it right at the part where the wall angles down from the Willie Mays wall, which is 24 feet high. As Sherholtz fouls one away.
I don't think the ball's carrying that well to right field. I mean, he absolutely nutted that thing, and it just barely did get over the wall.
And Sherholtz has a base hit. Nate's been getting a lot of those lately. Came into this game hitting .307 for the year.
I think he's one of the best fastball hitters on the team. You keep pounding him with one speed, and he'll be a very tough out. Set up in the inside corner, pretty much goes right to the location. And Sherholtz, like we've seen so many times this year, making a fastball pay.
Edgar Renteria. And the slider, a called strike on the outside. 2-0. The Giants ahead here in the first. Edgar hitting .266, 2 homers, 36 batted in, and he got it going during the road trip, hitting .444 in his last 7 games. Closed up stance. And there's that breaking ball again. Strike 2. Ishikawa is on deck. Well, let's go back. It was a 96-mile-an-hour fastball. Sandoval clobbered for a home run. A fastball that Sherholtz spanked into right field. Now he's not yet thrown a fastball here to Edgar Renteria. And he wastes the fastball down and away.
I mean, that's the thing. I mean, when you hear a guy throws 99 miles an hour, you're thinking, oh, this guy's unhittable. Well, big league hitters are not that impressed with 99. It gets their attention, but you keep feeding them 99, they're going to hit it. They're going to hit it hard.
There goes Sherholtz, and he will make it into second base, standing up.
Another little slider that short hops Quintero. That really drives a big league catcher crazy when they don't keep a breaking ball that bounces in front of them after they make contact with it.
2-2 to Renteria, and a pretty good take right there. 3-2.
But he's seen 4 of them. You know, the more you see, the less likely you are to be fooled by the breaking ball. And this is where Paulino is kind of at a disadvantage. He doesn't yet have a go-to changeup that he can rely on or throw it when he's behind in the count.
Ishikawa, left-handed hitter on deck. Fastball. Blooped. Bourne can't get there. Here goes the throw to third. He's in there. Nobody's covering at second, and Renteria alertly takes the extra base.
Giants got a break there.
The ball was there. I thought he was going to be called out.
Now you talk about a rock in a hard place. Cecil Cooper's going to come out and talk about this one. Here's the rock in a hard place. Once Nate Sherholtz froze that long, he probably should have gone back to the bag.
Well, it's a good call, as the third baseman Blum never got the tag on until he was on the bag.
Well, he follows the right arm, and in doing so, he allows the left arm a chance to get to the bag. Watch the glove sort of pull away and follow the right arm. That's a great call from the umpire. Angel Hernandez making the call, and he's the one getting chewed on by the skipper. But he got it right.
So Sherholtz does, in fact, make it to third, but only with a little, it's almost like a magic trick that he did with his hands there.
The disappearing baseball player.
Well, since he was on the field anyway, now Cecil Cooper stops at the mound after chatting with Angel Hernandez about that call. He also converses with his pitcher, Felipe Paulino. 2 runs are in for the Giants. They got 2 other runners in scoring position. They've had 4 straight hits against Paulino. Although he did kind of overpower Renteria with that fastball, but Edgar just kind of muscled it into shallow center field where nobody could catch it. Got the hit anyway. Single, took second on the throw to third. And that's ball 1 to Ishikawa, who has started to hit now and drive in runs. He's had 5 homers, 25 batted in. The Astros are going to bring the infield in halfway, not all the way. Ooh. 1-1.
Well, better to see that on a first strike than a third strike. And that is a great slider. I mean, it's not one you normally see at that velocity, that type of break. Usually sliders have a little slant to them. They'll break in towards the lefty more. That was just a straight down drop at a high velocity.
Comes back with it, but down and in, taken. Ball 2. 2-1 to Ishikawa. It's a big spot now. This could become a big inning with a base hit right here. Also, he could get an RBI in hitting just a fly ball. He doesn't have to have a hit to knock in somebody. He's trying to get at least Schuerholz home from third with 1 out. And he went back to it again and got him swinging at it again. And we've seen it 3 straight times now.
Ishikawa wanted to know if that indeed was a strike, and I think it was. They're just giving him a steady diet. If they think you have a hole, and this is a situation where there's 2 runners in scoring position, they are going to pound that hole.
Juan Uribe on deck. Fastball, strike 3 call.
Well, those are the best pitches that he's thrown collectively. When you surprise a guy with 96 miles an hour and it comes back and just catches that inside corner, I mean, that's a pitcher strike. It's shaving the inside corner of the strike zone. Great pitch. This ought to be an interesting matchup right here. Juan Uribe is a good fastball hitter.
So Uribe hitting 281, 2 homers, 15 batted in. He hit a tape measure homer in St. Louis the other night up in a Big Mac land at Busch Stadium. And that is away from Quintero. Schuerholz is in to score. 3-0 Giants. Renteria to third.
It's got to be a pass ball, wouldn't you think?
I think so. He missed it.
It's kind of a hanging, breaking ball, and at that velocity, you kind of feel for Quintero. And with the speed of Nate Schuerholz, an easy score. I mean, he beat Paulino down to home plate.
So now Renteria at third. Here's Matsui over to first. The inning is over. The Giants get 3. Starting with a long 2-run homer by Pablo Sandoval, his 12th of the year. 3-0 Giants. And a called strike from the big Sadowski to Jeff Blum. Inning number 2, the Giants out in front 3-0. On behalf of Sadowski, the right-hander delivers. And the backdoor curve is just a little bit outside. Sadowski's a guy who has gone through a lot of things. He underwent brain surgery at one point when he was in the minor leagues with the Giants. As Blum drives one out toward Death Valley. Plenty of room out there for Scherholtz in any event, and one away. Coming up on the final Sunday before the All-Star break, that's a week from this Sunday, it'll be the Brian Wilson bobblehead day. First 20,000 fans receive the Brian Wilson bobblehead courtesy of Comcast Sportsnet. You can order your tickets at sfgiants.com. And of course, he's in the pose where the Giants have just won the game with him finishing. sfgiants.com, and get here early a week from Sunday. Final game before the break. Maybe we'll know by then if Brian Wilson himself is headed to another All-Star game. He was there last year.
He deserves to go.
Hunter Pence off the fists, foul. 1 ball, 1 strike.
That did not feel good.
Now, you go back to last year's All-Star game. He came in, I think it was the 8th inning, and the National League was ahead. He blew away the first 2 hitters. They took him out. Brought in Billy Wagner, and Wagner, before he got the 3rd out, gave up the tying run, and that game ended up going 15 innings. Taking out Wilson cost the National League a victory. That's my story.
Well, and Brian Wilson was not overly enthusiastic about having been taken out of that inning.
Nice quick reactions there by Sadowski. Hunter Pence out number 2.
Well, fans, 76 hits it out of the park with the 76 Win Gas for Life sweepstakes. You can fill up with 10 gallons or more and receive a Win Gas for Life game card.
Win Gas for life. For your whole life? The rest of your life?
Yeah, that's a good deal if you're 21 years old. If you're 86, I don't know.
Kaz Matsui rolls one toward the middle, but there is Uribe from his seat, and he throws him out. Caught it, took a seat, and said, "Oh yeah," flipped it over to first. I've seen that a lot.
San Francisco late last night. They would have gotten here sooner, but they had a little delay down in San Diego playing the Padres nearly an hour during this game. They had a bee delay. A swarm of bees came into Petco Park, delayed the game for 52 minutes. Somehow they found a professional beekeeper to come in, and yes, he was the MVP of the game when when the bees got cleared up. The game resumed, and the Astros beat the Padres. Guys, back up to you.
Yeah, and when the beers were taken care of, he was the only guy who didn't have to pay for one. The beekeeper.
Yeah, he was the MVP.
52 minutes, and it was in the 9th inning. The Astros had a big lead. Getting ready to wrap it up and come up here, and then the game stopped, as Raj Mathai said, for nearly an hour. Eli Whiteside, the Giants' 8th place hitter. Sadowski to follow, and then Aaron Rowan due up third against the hard-throwing right-hander Felipe Paulino. 3-0, the Giants lead. 1 ball and 2 strikes. By the way, Manny Ramirez has made his return to the Dodgers after fulfilling his penalty of a 50-game suspension for failing a test in violation of Major League Baseball's drug prevention and treatment program. And the Dodgers have already scored 5 runs in that game in San Diego. They lead 5-0 in the 2nd inning. That ball is hit deep into center. And racing back is Bourne. He's not going to be able to catch up to it. And Whiteside has a long double.
Now, like I said, I mean, you could run 100 miles an hour up there, and you're going to impress a guy on the first pitch. But after that, he'll make adjustments, and if you don't put location on it, he is going to square it up. If a guy couldn't hit a fastball, he wouldn't be in the big leagues. But you could see why the Astros could be patient with a guy like Paulino. I mean, he throws great stuff. It's just a matter of him being able to learn how to locate, utilize movement, and come up with an off-speed pitch to make that fastball look even better. That's a scary thought.
Sadowski shows bunt to the third base side, and Paulino's only plays to first. So he gets it done on the first pitch.
He's a good athlete. You watch him in batting practice. They have a number of drills that they have to use to before they get the free swing. They have to get bunts down on both sides. They have to hit behind the runner, hit a ground ball on the right side of the infield. They have to hit a fly ball in a sacrifice situation. They have to butcher boy a couple, and then they can free swing. And he executed all of the drills beautifully.
Sadowski executing beautifully in the feature attraction as well. And that slider a little bit up or a little bit away, or maybe both. One of the above. 1 ball and no strikes. He struck out his first time. And the Astros bring the infield all the way in here for Rowan as the Giants try to get their 4th run of the night home. 1 out, runner at third. In the dirt. 2-0 the count.
Now, this is a team you have to score a lot against and score often. They're very confident. 24-7 in their last 31 games. I mean, they have been on a scald with lots of contribution offensively up and down that lineup.
Another slider misses, and now it's 3-0.
Get opportunities like this, runner at third, less than 2 outs, you've got to cash him in. Keep adding to the total against the Astros.
And it's a 4-pitch walk. So Rowan goes to first. Whiteside at third, 1 out. The Giants in the month of June had the 2nd best record in the National League, 17-10. The Rockies, who had a couple of long winning streaks during the month. And then the Astros 16-11. I don't know where you got that 24-7.
No, you know what? I was looking at the Rockies number. I beg your pardon.
All right.
The Astros are 19-11 their last 30 games.
Going back to late May. Yeah.
Yeah, beg your pardon. I was passing bad information there.
Wow, 24-7. I had no idea they were that hot, eh?
Yeah, they were really good, John.
Just as hot as Colorado. Surprised I hadn't read about that. Here is Randy Wynn, and he chases that low slider. And the count is 0-1. This is an RBI situation, and the Giants trying to get that runner home from third base. Eli Whiteside. Wynn hitting .328 with runners in scoring position for the year. He singled to the first, and that started a 3-run rally for the Giants. They lead 3-0. The middle infield double play depth for Wynn.
Look at it. That would hurt.
A ball and a strike. Whiteside led off the inning with a long double to center. Sadowski bunted him over to third, and Rowan walked. Rowan at first, Whiteside at third, and Paulino trying to wriggle off the hook here. The Giants trying to add on in the 2nd. Time taken. Went backs away. Pablo Sandoval on deck. And it's 2-1.
Well, there was a timeout called, and Randy Marsh, the plate umpire, he lets Paulino, the pitcher, know that it wasn't the hitter, it was the catcher. A lot of times the pitchers come set, and a hitter will call timeout. It ticks a pitcher off, especially if they start their motion. But Randy Marsh did a smart thing there, just letting them know that, hey, it's your catcher that called the timeout, so don't drill this guy.
That is Dewey Robinson, the pitching coach for the Astros, out to chat with both Paulino and Quintero. It looks like Quintero might be the interpreter for Paulino. Good chat with Dewey Robinson. He would speak to Quintero. Quintero would say something to Paulino. Then Paulino would say something back to Quintero, who would turn and speak to Robinson. 2-1 the count to Randy Winn. Runners at first and third, 1 out. Hit it off his foot or ankle. Strike 2. And Paulino doing a good job keeping the ball down to Randy Winn. He wants a ground ball here. He doesn't want anybody else to score.
Yeah, this is 97-mile-an-hour fastball. It kind of golfs into his right shin. I'm thinking that the protective piece may have caught a little bit of that ball. Still hurts, especially if you have a bruise underneath it.
And Rowan jumps back to the bag at first. That's Berkman playing on the bag with him. They faced each other in the World Series 4 years ago. Rowan with the White Sox. The year the Astros went to the series. And the slider pulled out of the dirt there by Quintero, and it's a full count, 3-2.
See, that's an easy take right there. I mean, basically it's dodgeball. You're trying to get out of the way. If your concern is to try and get out of the way, you're not thinking about swinging or something in the dirt. Now, if you throw that ball out over the plate in a 2-2 count, and it either bounces on the plate or bounces just behind the plate, you may get a guy to go swing at that. But when it's at his feet, that's an easy take.
Rowan is going, and Winn way out there into Death Valley. That one off the wall. Whiteside scores, and here's Rowan. It's a triple for Randy Winn. 5-0 Giants.
I don't know if Randy Winn can hit a ball any harder than that. And you know that Paulino is going to supply the power with high 90s velocity. This thing is perfect. How hot has he been? He heated up in St. Louis. He's taken it right into this homestand. Second hit already tonight, and this one almost left the yard. And Tim Flannery telling him to get down. Get down and then get out of the way, Flan, man. You're going to get hurt.
5-0 Giants, and here is Sandoval with Winn at third. 1 out. The infield in again. Right to Berkman. He blistered it, but right to Berkman after his 2-run first inning homer. In this scenario, Sandoval clobbers one, but right to the wrong guy.
Sandoval's first inning at bat was a long home run, a fastball where Paulino missed the location. They set up away, it goes middle in, and as hard as he hit it, it didn't clear the fence by a lot.
Sherholtz, and that is a base hit. He hit a fastball the first time for a single and scored a run. This time he knocks in a run on that hard slider. Randy Winn in to score. It's another 3-run inning for the Giants and a 6-0 lead.
Paulino trying to mix the look. He knows he got beat by a fastball, as John said. So to get it in situation with a breaking ball, if you're going to throw a breaking ball first pitch, you want to throw it for a strike, so you're going to elevate it. And the elevation cost him a base knock. Nice at bat.
Renteria blooped one into center his first time. And that's ball one. If you're Paulino, you got to be perplexed. Wow, I'm throwing 97 miles an hour. I'm throwing a slider that's almost unhittable. And they got 6 on the board against me. Are you kidding? That's hit hard. Bourne can't get there. The throw to third. Schuerholz is in. Utilizing his speed with 2 down to go from first to third.
Saying he's not fooling anybody. Even the outs have been loud here. Pretty good pitch to hit location wise. You're talking T-ball location right out there, zipper high, middle of the plate. And with the speed of Schuerholz, 2 outs, running on anything hit, that was an easy take of third.
Quintero, the catcher, out chatting with Paulino, commiserating with him.
He's got to be running out of things to say.
In this inning, the Giants have hit 2 singles, a double, and a triple. In the first inning, they had 3 singles and a homer. But the bullpen is quiet. It's barren. It's lonely. Paulino left to his own devices out here. Ishikawa in there for a strike.
That's the one you think about when you go to bed.
As in, man, if I'd swung at that one, I would have hit it across McCovey Cove. Well, he got a similar one out into Death Valley. It's over everything. No, it's off the wall. I beg your pardon. Pence had no idea where it was. And 2 runs will score on a long double by Ishikawa, and it is 8-0 Giants. And they're just really teeing off here on Paulino.
Just too much of one thing. He just doesn't have that many pitches where he can give you different looks. He's trying to outmuscle the Giants, and they are not having any part of it. And this was close to getting out of here.
So here is.
Fans are booing. They think that's a home run.
Bruce Bochy is coming out now, and he wants to ask the umpires to huddle up on this one. Hunter Pence did not respond to the ball to go play the carom, as if Hunter Pence himself thought, well, that ball's gone. I was looking right at Hunter Pence to see where he was going with it, and he didn't go anywhere. The ball came back in the field, and Hunter didn't even go after it. So the umpires are huddling up. But they're going to go look at the video,
well,
which we're looking at right now.
It hit the protective bar that is on top of the wall.
So he hits that steel rod up there, the little, almost like a hand railing at the top of that right field wall. Then that is a home run. Difficult call for the umpires to make.
It definitely hit the bar.
You could see the little, with our close-up replay there, the little redirection. It wasn't just a ball that came back. So the umpires, they go into the room, which is not far behind the backstop. And there is a room in New York with all of the games going on, and they tell him that they want to see all of the looks that he has from the Giants telecast and the Astros telecast. But you can see, I think it hit that bar. And it hits. It hit the bar first, I think.
It may have hit a fan, too. Does it hit a fan first and then hit the bar? That's a home run.
And then it came down and hit the cement. See, to me, it looks like it hit that bar and then came and hit the concrete and then came back.
Now, the fans out there were going crazy. They saw it. And if it hits this bar before it hits the wall, that's a home run.
Or even if it hits the wall and then hits the bar.
Well, I thought it hit a fan up in here and then kind of carried him down and then hit the wall and went out that way.
So the umpires get the looks, and again, they can look at whatever the Astros telecast might have had, whatever angles they had, and the angles that we had. And if there was another telecast going, they'd be able to look at that one too. But here come the umpires back out now, so we'll take a close look. Home run. Goodbye. Adios. How sweet it is. And Ishikawa continues on his way around the bases. Now that's one of the slowest home run trots I've ever seen.
Well, you know what that is? That's a rule that's working. And reluctantly, the Astros are now starting to get some activity down their bullpen.
It is 9-0 Giants.
They are just putting a rat-a-tat on Paulino. And for Ishikawa, home run number 6.
And that's a big fly. Not many go out in that part of the yard over that 20-foot high wall. And that was not that far removed from the 421-foot marker. That's a graveyard for home run hitters. Uribe, the 9th batter of the inning. Right on the outside at the knees. It's a ball and 2 strikes.
Well, the Astros really need to get some innings out of Paulino.
A soaring foul pop out of play.
And they're on a 6-man rotation on the way into the All-Star break. And they really don't have the extra guy in the bullpen.
That is Jeff Fulcino warming up in the pen. 2-2 the count. 6 runs in for the Giants. They've hit 2 homers in these first 2 innings. That's hit hard, but caught by Pence. Travis Ishikawa with his 6th home run of the year. Yeah, after the review.
Brings us to our Honda insights of the game. We mentioned earlier in this broadcast, Sadowski in 2003 as a Giants minor leaguer playing in Oregon had brain surgery. They drilled into his skull 2 holes, and because of that he wears a custom-made plastic inner shell inside of his hat. So Ryan Sadowski happy to be in the major leagues, but he gets a reminder every time he puts on his baseball cap about that surgery in 2003.
So Sadowski can well appreciate being here, and he almost stumbled over his own shoelace and almost fell over out there. Whoops. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. And just off the outside. What was that story you had? Was it Hermster, right? Your pitching coach in Philadelphia on a hot day with 50,000 people at the vet.
Norm Sherry.
Oh, Norm Sherry. Okay. And he comes out. It's about 140 degrees on the artificial turf, and he comes. Finish the story.
Well, it was a full house, which is like almost 60,000 people at Veterans Stadium, and it was an artificial turf. And as it got hot, it kind of got sticky at times. And Norm comes out there, and he's got the turf shoe, like a tennis shoe.
And Sadowski strikes out Quintero.
So Norm comes out there and I'm getting rocked. I got runners at first and third, 2 runs in. It's a 3-2 game. We're winning, but this inning's going against me big time. 1 out. So Roger sends Norm out there, and he gets out there. He's got like a half trot. And he gets out there right before he gets to the mound. He stumbles, and he goes head first, and he slides right up to me as I'm standing on the rubber. And I look down, and the top of his hat's touching my shoe. And he looks up to me, and he says, "You think anybody saw that?" I said, "I don't think so, Norm. I think you're good." He turned around and walked off. That was the whole meeting. Next pitch, double play. We're out of the inning.
I don't think anybody saw that. Well, Sadowski almost had his own such moment with Quintero up there. As Matt Queta is the pinch hitter for Felipe Paulino. Queta hitting .200 for the year, batting left-handed. And a sinker over the outside for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. The Giants ahead 9-0 here in the 3rd inning. Queta hitting for Paulino, who's out of the game before he ever got a chance to hit. This is Uribe, and out number 2.
And you can see the green paint on the ball, and that's caused by the protective bar above the fence line out in the bleachers. And if it hits that pole, it's a home run. And that's what Tim Flannery was trying to tell Randy Marsh, the crew chief. And Randy waved him off. I don't want to see that.
That's ball 1 to leadoff man Michael Bourne.
I'll tell you one thing I like about Sadowski. I don't think he can throw the ball straight. He made the same comment in his opening debut in Milwaukee. But he cannot throw the ball straight. He's got a nice cut. He's got a nice sink.
Well, it's an amazing story that Raj was telling about the subdural hematoma. He had emergency brain surgery. According to Sadowski, 1/6 of his brain was filled with blood. They said they drilled 2 holes in his head to get all of the blood out. Spent a couple of days in intensive care. Uribe, and Bourne is gone. 3 shutout innings for Ryan Sadowski, who will be batting second when we come back. Will mean $8 off tickets to tomorrow's July the 4th game against the Astros in the some view reserved areas. A regular $24 ticket will now go for $16 if you log on to sfgiants.com. This is the K-Zone discount. Use the coupon code Giants K.
What was that?
Giants K. When purchasing your tickets online.
Thank you.
It's a code.
Don't tell anybody.
It's a secret code. Eli Whiteside started that 6-inning rally with a long double to center facing Jeff Fulcino. And the slider from Fulcino in the dirt. It is 2-0.
Big old Jeff Fulcino, 6'5", 255-pounder. 23rd time he's taken the ball. Having a good year for Cecil Cooper. 2.51 ERA, 22 strikeouts in 32 1/3.
The high fastball. And it's 2-1.
And he gives you a low to mid-90s fastball, 92, 94-ish type fastball that's pretty straight. He's got a good slider. He'll throw more to righties, and to lefties, his big out pitch is a split.
2-2. Fulcino was born in Titusville, Florida. That is right near Cape Canaveral, where the Space Center is located, Kennedy Space Center. And that's the area where Bruce Bochy lived for a good part of his childhood. 3-2 the count. Also played at the University of Connecticut. UConn.
I didn't know they had a baseball team.
He led the staff in 1999 in ERA. Strike 3 called. Here's our Comcast Sportsnet Central. Major League News and Notes. Manny Ramirez returned to the Dodgers. I don't know what he did in that first inning, but he apparently got on base. They scored 5 runs in the inning. Cubs beat the Brewers today with a game-ending walk. That's a little anticlimactic.
Yeah.
Shin-Soo Choo had 4 for 5, 2 homers, 7 RBIs against the Athletics. Well, Manny apparently got a walk in his first trip to the plate. He grounded out the next time. He only had 10 at-bats in the minor league rehab. And there's a called strike to Ryan Sadowski. And Juan Pierre is back on the bench. Fulcino in the dirt. And finally the putout. Wow. Don't try this at home. These are highly trained professionals.
That did not look like a big league effort. I have to be honest with you. Fulcino kind of gooses this one, and short hops Berkman, who does a nice job of just blocking the ball so it doesn't get by him. I guess that was the most important part of the play, and an easy pickup there, as there was no speed put on the play by Sadowski.
2 down, nobody on, and leadoff man Aaron Rowan comes up. He has struck out and walked and scored a run. And the count is 0-1. The Giants ahead 9-0. The Rockies continue to roll. They beat the Diamondbacks 5-0. De La Rosa got a 4-hit shutout, beating Max Scherzer. Colorado is now 22-5. Beginning with their hot streak under manager. I think that stretch began with an 11-game winning streak for them. They were 18-28 under Clint Hurdle, and then he was fired. And so far under Jim Tracy, they are 24-9 overall.
Jim Tracy's a good manager. That was a good pickup for Colorado.
2-1 the count to Rowan. 2 down, nobody on. And ball 3. This series has daytime activity both tomorrow and Sunday. Tim Lincecum tomorrow against old friend Russ Ortiz. And then the Sunday game, Randy Johnson and Roy Oswalt. Quite the matchup there. That's out into Death Valley again. Giants are peppering that area tonight. Picked up by Bourne. It's a stand-up double for Rowan. I've never seen so many balls hit to that part of the yard that did not get caught in one game, much less in just a couple of innings.
Well, Hunter Pence has played straight up, and he has done one thing that you don't normally see from right fielders here. Right fielders usually cheat to the gap, and they try and take away this triples alley part of AT&T Park, but he has not done that, and the Giants have really made him pay. Opposite field gap hit, and an easy two-bagger for Aaron Rowand.
This is Andres Torres rather than Randy Wynn. Remember, Randy hit a foul ball off his right shin just moments before he hit a triple off the center field wall out toward that 421 marker in deep right center, which knocked in 2 runs, and then later he scored a run himself on a single by Sherholtz. But that's maybe why Randy's out of the game right now. It's just a little bit before the triple. Ow.
And looking at that, we thought it may have caught a piece of the protective piece he has there, and I don't think it did. I think it put a knee bruise on there.
So Torres, the switch hitter, and Carlos Lee, no. And Rowand will come round to score. 10-0 Giants. Carlos Lee, a great, powerful hitter, but he does not cover much ground in left field.
Now Fulchino hangs a little breaking ball up for Andres Torres. And this is a Texas leaguer against the team from Texas. And when they drop, it just seems like everybody's finding a spot out there in the outfield.
Here's Pablo Sandoval. He started off the scoring with a 2-run homer for the Giants in the first inning. And he skies one foul into the second deck.
Up there happened. Yeah, Jim Tracy in Colorado, and Clint Hurdle, I saw him the other day. He's with MLB Network as a broadcaster, and he sounded fantastic. Lots of things to say. So,
yeah, I think he would be an excellent broadcaster. Back goes Pence, and it's over his head into the number 7 archway, and it makes a right turn. Sandoval's going for 3 as Torres has scored, and Sandoval has 3. 11-0 Giants.
Now the Giants opened up with offense on Sunday. They carried into the first 2 games of the St. Louis series, Monday, Tuesday, and then they scored 1 run on Wednesday, 2 runs yesterday. And tonight, they are letting out the offense. Wow, another bolt. Hunter Pence has run about 6 miles out in right field tonight.
And I don't think he's caught one yet. This is Sherholtz, who's hit 2 singles to right. He's knocked in a run and scored 2.
Now he leaves the box at about halfway between first and second. He realizes it's not going to be a double, and watch him kick it in. Boom. Now he's sniffing 3 bags, and he's got the 2 tough legs of the cycle out of the way.
So he's got a homer and a triple in the first 3 innings of this game.
And even his out was a rocket. A line out in inning number 2 to the first baseman, Berkman.
2 runs in for the Giants here in the 3rd. They lead 11-0. Right along the left field line. Fair ball. And Bruce Bochy sitting in the dugout as Sandoval scores run number 12, saying, "Can we just save some of these till tomorrow?" Sherholtz with a double and an RBI. He is 3 for 3.
Like I said, everything's finding a hole. The floodgates have opened. Just fighting off a fastball on the inside part of the plate. That is a thing of beauty. 3 hits now for Sherholtz.
Here is Edgar Renteria, who has 2 singles. In the dirt outside from Fulchino. Edgar has lifted his batting average up over 270 to 271. He came into this game riding a hot hand. And he's added 2 more hits to his collection. Sherholtz the runner at second. 12-0 Giants. This is rather astounding when you consider the difficulties the Giants have had scoring runs for much of this year.
Well, prior to Monday, they'd only had double-digit scoring twice. They had 10 on Monday. I made the 3rd time, and then tonight, obviously. So 2 times in the last 5 games. They've had double-digit scoring nights.
Giants scored 10 runs here on opening day against Milwaukee. They had an 11-run game against Washington here on May the 11th. That had been the most runs they had scored in any game this year. But they have scored 12 tonight. And we're in the 3rd inning of this game, and this is already the most runs the Giants have scored in a game this year. Two and two to Renteria. That's into the hole. Sherholtz accelerates. That's 13. And Fulcino, I don't think is going to get any help from anybody. The Astros went to their bullpen much earlier than they had hoped in the first place.
It's the 3rd inning. And the 2 spot in the lineup has had 3 hits. Randy Wynn and 1 from Andres Torres. 3 hits from Sherholtz. 3 hits from Renteria. 2 hits from Sandoval. I mean, that's some thump. And Ishikawa's on a 1-for-2 night, stepping in the batter's box with a home run.
Yeah, what's wrong with him? Giants have 14 hits all told. In this inning, Fulcino retired the first 2 hitters, and now 5 straight hits. A double by Rowan, a single by Torres, a triple by Sandoval, a double by Sherholtz, and that's a foul, and then a single by Renteria. 4 runs are in. 13-0 Giants in the 3rd inning. 3 runs in the first, 6 runs in the second, and 4 runs so far here in the 3rd. Renteria, the runner at first. And the fastball from Fulcino misses. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ishikawa hit a 3-run homer, and it was a blast over the 8th archway and the 20-foot high wall out there in deep right center. But it was also one that prompted the umpires, who had initially said it was in play, to go consult the replay. And after they had done so, they came back in the field and said, no, that's a home run. Tejada throws him out. 8 more Giants back here in the 3rd. 4 more score. Sadowski and the Giants by 13.
By of the game. We go back to a swing of the bat from Travis Ishikawa that was originally ruled a ground rule double. Upon further review, they got together and they looked and they saw the ball had hit the protective bar above the wall, and indeed that was a home run. And that is your to sharpen your vision. Check out Dr. Beers at LASIK2020.com.
It's a strike to Miguel Tejada, leading off the 4th inning for the Astros. Tejada grounded out to 3rd his first time. Berkman and Lee to follow. The power is up for Houston. That is right to Uribe. Some bad luck there for Tejada. Andres Torres stays in to play left field after pinch hitting for Randy Wynn. Torres not only pinch hit for Wynn, he had a run scoring single in that pinch hit at bat, part of a 4-run inning. Ryan Sadowski, the beneficiary of this robust attack, working here in the 4th inning to Lance Berkman, whom he walked the first time. The slider is fouled straight back. Berkman had a pretty good rip at that one as it sort of sat right there in the middle of the plate. Berkman, the only Astros hitter to reach base in this game. Since he walked with 2 down in the first, Sadowski has retired 8 in a row. The sinker off the outside.
You know, traditionally, if you look at switch hitters, a lot of them are low ball hitters from the left side. They're high ball hitters from the right side. But you can't say that about Berkman. He's pretty much got the same swing from both sides of the plate.
He's got himself a base hit, a high curveball, and he whacked it right through the hole. Giants had the shift on, 3 infielders to the right of second, but he beat that shift. Vans Comcast Sportsnet has complete Giants coverage on Sportsnet Central every night at 10:30. Comcast Sportsnet, authentic Bay Area sports.
First hit of the ball game off of Ryan Sadowski.
Here's Carlos Lee. Is this hard when you're a pitcher? Obviously, you're thrilled to have such great support. But what about staying focused on the job at hand with a 13-run lead?
Very easy to lose your focus in a game like this.
And I bring that up because he threw a couple of. We've been seeing him make pitches over and over again tonight. But he hung a couple of breaking balls there to Berkman.
I mean, you know, the drama is kind of out of this game for everybody except for the guy on the mound. And in Ryan Sadowski's mind, it has to be a 1-0 ball game. You have your way of getting people out, and you have to continue to do that. And I think there's some unwritten rule that I think hitters think that once you get down 13-0, you're not supposed to throw a changeup in a fastball count. You're not supposed to throw a breaking ball in a fastball count. And they'll yell at you. But you have to stay with what you do to get people out. And it's very hard at times, especially for young pitchers, to keep their focus with a big lead.
And a wild pitch. Berkman to second, and the ball came back off the backstop to Whiteside, but he was too late to second base. Anyway, Berkman over to second.
I mean, you'll see box scores throughout the season where a team will get out 6-7 runs in the first couple of innings, and then a guy doesn't finish 5, doesn't qualify for the win. And the reason for that is, like you suggested, you guys just at times will let their focus go away and lopside the scores.
Jammed him. 3-2.
You know, it's kind of the same reason where, you know, relief pitchers, especially guys that are used to throwing the last 3 innings of a game, they'll get into a blowout and their team up or down 10, 11 runs, and they'll get in there and they'll give up runs. And they say, well, how did you get why? The focus was not the same as if it's a tie ball game or you're nursing a 1-run lead.
Andres Torres. And that is out number 2. Berkman was not tagging up, just more or less halfway toward third, so he goes back to second. 2 down.
But you really can tell a lot about a pitcher and how he handles these type of situations. And what it tells you about that pitcher is just how good he is at keeping his focus. This game will bite you. I mean, I've seen guys have a 9-run lead in the 3rd inning, go in there and they're screwing around the bench and they're laughing and giggling and gaming around, and they don't make the 5th. Focus is gone. And it just slips away from them. And it can happen very quickly at this level. These guys can hit.
So if you're Barry Zito, are you sitting there wondering, is it they don't like me? Maybe 9 in the first 2? I could handle that maybe even 1 time.
I think he'd like to have 13 runs, just 1 game, just to see what it would feel like.
Jeff Blum with a count of 1 ball and 1 strike. Blum hit a fly ball out to right center his first time. Well, for a good long while, Randy Johnson, the 1 run was about all Randy could ever expect in support. Really for what, his first 6 or 7 starts. Strike 2, 1 ball, 2 strikes now. to Blum.
Man, those are things you can't worry about as a starting pitcher. I mean, you cannot fall into the trap, because if you do, then you go out there and you anticipate no offense, and then that'll change the way you pitch. And I have not sensed that at all about Barry Zito. I think he's thrown the ball well, and I think, you know, if he continues to pitch the way he has, sooner or later they will score runs for him, and sooner or later he will add to that win column. You have to anticipate the positive at this level. It's so essential.
2-2 the count to Blum. Now Sadowski steps off the slab. Well, for Sadowski, I guess the one thing he's got going for him here in terms of trying to maintain his focus is he traveled such a long, difficult road to get here in the first place.
Oh, you bet. He's got a chip on his shoulder. And that's really how you should show up on the doorstep of the big leagues. This is his 7th year of professional baseball. He missed 1 year of his career in its entirety due to injury. And he's had a lot of things, which you chronicled early. You talked about the brain surgery and an arm surgery, and he really fought through a lot to get here. And you get to the point, and you can see the finished product. He understands the movement of the fastball. He can sink and cut it. He's got 2 types of breaking ball. He can throw a changeup in a fastball count. He knows how to hold runners on. He's quick out of the stretch. Can field his position. Handles the bat. He does it all. And these are things you learn in the minor leagues.
That's hit hard, but there is Ishikawa. Sadowski gets the put out. The inning is over. 51 pitches for Sadowski through 4 and a 13-0 lead. Fourth inning, the Giants come up with Juan Uribe to face Jeff Falchino. Berkman goes down the right field line. Hunter Pence a long run into the bullpen area and stumbles over the bullpen mound, and hopefully he's okay.
Now, you have a real good clue as to why the Houston Astros pitching staff love this guy. It's a 13-0 game. And this guy gives you this effort on a ball that's in foul ground and almost pulls out 2 knees and an elbow. Yep, he did good.
Just off the inside to Uribe. Well, and checking out where Hunter Pence is right now, he is over toward that entrance to the big gap in right center field toward Death Valley, where he has not been most of the night. The Giants have hit ball after ball into that area. The catch by Matsui, and Uribe is now 0 for 3. Let's go down to NBC Bay Area Sports Director Raj Mathai.
Thank you, John. The awards are going to keep piling up for Tim Lincecum. Today, he was named the National League's Player of the Month. For the month of June, Tim Lincecum 4-1 with the 1.48 ERA. Overall this season, Lincecum 8-2, and he leads the National League with 132 strikeouts. Pitcher of the month, I should say, and most likely, actually a good shot. Lincecum could be the starting pitcher for the National League All-Stars for the game in St. Louis, the All-Star game in just a couple of weeks. Guys, back up to you.
Yeah, that's a good point, Raj. He is due tomorrow. He'll make the start at 1:05 against the Astros tomorrow afternoon. And then his next start would be due up on Thursday. And if there was no All-Star break, when you pitch Thursday, your next spot in the rotation is Tuesday, which happens to be the day of the All-Star game in St. Louis. And Matsui kept on going on that one to retire Eli Whiteside. 2 down.
Well, if he was named the starting pitcher of the All-Star game, he would be deserving, as would Matt Cain.
The fans down in Phoenix would vote for their starter, Dan Herron, who's had great numbers, but pitching in a club that has not supported him very well at all. It is not reflected so much in his one-loss record. Herron is only 7-5. But Lincecum has gotten better and better as the season has gone along. And I think he won that Pitcher of the Month award even over Herron in the month of June, because Herron had a great month too. He pitched more innings than Herron. He had 3 complete games in the month of June. And Herron rarely goes a complete game. They seem to want to get him out after the 7th or 8th inning, almost invariably.
I think that's the statistic that won him that award, the complete games. It so jumps off of the stat sheet right now. And any big league player or broadcaster that has a vote, they're going to see that, and it means a lot. Complete games still impress big leaguers.
2-2 the count to Ryan Sadowski. He and the Giants holding a 13-0 lead over the Astros. Tejada can't handle it. Picks it up and still gets him. On to the 5th inning. Hunter Pence will be coming up. 13-0 Giants.
This July 19th through the 9th through the 19th is located in Lot A at AT&T Park, just across McCovey Cove. This traditional fair features over 20 carnival rides, midway games, live music, carnival food, and a Giants baseball zone. The San Diego Padres are in town from July 9th through the 12th. So you can visit sfgiants.com/fair to purchase your $25 combo ticket. See the Giants take on the Padres. Your ticket will also get you to unlimited rides at the Giants County Fair. Visit sfgiants.com/fair for more information.
So this area now, the ballpark, the O'Doul Bridge,
Yeah.
and out there beyond where the fair's going to be. This is Giants County?
Giants County Fairgrounds.
Okay. I like it. This was always the one thing when I used to go to the Alameda County Fair in Pleasanton that was always missing. There's no big ballpark. Hunter Pence just foul.
Hunter Pence has a real good approach the opposite way. This guy is one of the more popular players to ever have put on an Astro uniform. They love him down in Houston. And you watch this guy, and you saw a little example of his hustle going after that foul ball. He can run. Got a little bit of an unorthodox style. A tall hitter with a quick bat, quick legs. You don't see many of those guys.
And the high hanging curve is popped up. Uribe calls off Ishikawa.
All right, time now for our Fry's Scenic Shot of the Game. And John, you've seen this picture a few times.
I know that area. That's Giants County Fairgrounds. Just on the other side of the Golden Gate Bridge. You hit the Golden Gate, you know you're about to head into the Giants County Fair.
That's true. And that's our Fry's Scenic Shot of the Game. I love that shot.
That is beautiful. Kazmatsui was victimized on a rather unorthodox play by Juan Uribe back in the second inning. And I think it was unintentional, as he caught a ground ball going to his right and then sat down and then threw him out from a sitting position.
It's my favorite play of the game.
I think ordinarily he would have liked to have remained standing to throw him out, but it worked. At the knees for a strike. This was back in the second inning with 2 down. Yeah. Oh, have a seat.
Well, he knew he didn't have time to get back up. Kazmatsui runs too well.
I love the look at his face. He's thrown him out. It happened. He's just utter. Are you kidding me? I can't stand up to make that play.
Juan Uribe, what a good ad he has been in the Giants clubhouse. A lot of fun. Loves this game.
He was in the same situation as 2 of the new members of the Giants bullpen this year, Brandon Metters and Justin Miller. They were all there on look-see agreements. No guarantees at all, as Renteria throws out Matsui, who moves well, and he just got him by a step. 2 down.
You know, and you look at the outs that Sadowski has gotten here with 2 outs in the top of the 5th. Not many of these balls have been hit hard against Sadowski. A lot of ground balls, pop-ups. Not many balls hit right on the screws. Not many line drives against him. And that really tells you what type of late movement he has, because that's what gets off the sweet spot. Late movement.
Humberto Quintero, the mighty cut, 94 miles an hour on that fastball. And it's 0-1. He can muscle up every once in a while. And the Astros have been a hot club. They've been hitting well. They've been doing everything well here lately. Off the right field line, strike 2. They've also been extremely solid against the National League West, the Giants division. The Astros record coming into this game against the Giants Western Division brethren, 15-5. They took 3 out of 4 in San Diego just before arriving here. The Astros are within 1 game of 500. They're 38-39. The last time they were only 1 game under 500, their record was 1-2 on April the 8th. And that's all for Quintero. That's 5 shutout innings for that man, Ryan Sadowski. Top of the order coming up for the Giants.
Russ Ortiz. And then Sunday, it'll be the finale, July 5th, 1:05 start. And the first 20,000 fans coming on out are going to get a Giants t-shirt courtesy of autotrader.com. Plenty of tickets available, so go to sfgiants.com, or you can always call 1-877-4SFG-TICKS and get yourself out here to the yard and get yourself this shirt. It's a good-looking shirt, courtesy of autotrader.com.
Here come the Giants into the last half of the fifth inning, leading 13-0. And here in 2009, an unprecedented outpouring of offense for the Giants. Giants have averaged just barely over 4 runs per game as Rowand is plunked by that Fulcino pitch.
And they've been trying to jam Aaron Rowand this entire series, and this one just skims off him. If you got to get hit, that's a pretty good way to get hit.
So Rowand is on base for the 3rd straight time. He also had a walk and a double earlier. Andres Torres, who entered the game in the 3rd as a pinch hitter for Randy Winn, who, and we've only speculated on this because we've not received any information from the Giants clubhouse, that when Winn hit the foul ball off his right shin in the 2nd, that may have tightened up on him. He stayed in the at-bat after hitting that foul ball and hit a 2-run triple, and it was a spectacular triple off the center field wall. Maybe 30 feet to the left of that 421-foot marker out in deep right center. He knocked in 2 runs. A little bit later, scored a run himself.
He may have been thinking about that run around the bags, too. I can't believe I whacked myself a shin burger. Now I have to leg out a triple.
Too high to Torres. Anyway, his next scheduled trip to the plate in the 3rd inning, he did not go to the plate. And it might have been because he went out to the outfield after legging out the triple. It might have tightened up on him. Torres knocked in a run with a single as a pinch hitter for him. But not this time. Strike 3 called.
Well, let's check out our Cache Creek hit of the game, and we're going to take a look at Pablo Sandoval in a nothing ball game with 1 on, 1 out. This is the 1st inning. He takes an inside fastball off of Felipe Paulino and absolutely crushes it. Home run number 12 for Pablo Sandoval. That's our Cache Creek hit of the game.
Sandoval has that homer. He also later hit a triple as he takes one off the outside. He's crushed the ball 3 straight times. The home run over that 20-foot high wall in right center. A line shot right to Berkman at first, and then a triple into the number 7 archway. Took a mighty cut on that one and didn't get it. A ball and a strike. "13 runs, 14 hits for the Giants. Rowand at first, 1 out here in the 5th. Reached for it and fouled it. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Bruce Bochy and I were talking about Sandoval one day, and he made the comment that Sandoval is a guy that wants to be the guy up there when you need runs driven in. He wants to be the guy that the ball is hit to when he's in the field. Doesn't mean he always gets the hit or that he always makes the play. They said even when he doesn't come through in the clutch, he still wants to be the guy up there the next time. And he's just that confident in himself, and he just loves to play. There's no negative vibes in his energy zone.
It's like he gets the ballpark and he can't wait to get here. As soon as he gets here, he's just having fun. You really get the feeling that to him it's just a game.
A ball and 2 strikes. There's Carlos Lee in left field, and that is out number 2. For comprehensive coverage of everything orange and black, the Giants, check out pregame live and postgame live before and after every Giants telecast on Comcast Sportsnet, authentic Bay Area sports. And this is John Miller along with Mike Krukow, your Giants telecasters here in NBC Bay Area and the Giants television network. Giants lead Houston 13-0. Last of the 5th inning. Nate Scherholtz was 3 for 3 in the game. Fouls one away.
Watch the catcher, Quintero, and he's hitting the ground, and he wants that ball in the dirt. And he is adamant about he wants the ball there. And that was a nice pitch from Fulchino. He put it where the catcher wanted it. But you cannot be that obvious as a catcher, because that's something a base coach can pick up and relay to a hitter.
Nice pickup by Berkman. And while sitting on the infield clay, he throws out Scherholtz. Fulchino covering. On to the 6th inning. Sadowski back to the hill. The big Sadowski with a one-hit shutout going as we start the 6th inning. Jeff Fulchino will lead off for Houston. Giants have reworked their outfield a little bit. And Sadowski goes to work. Ball one, down and in. Fred Lewis has gone in to play left field for the Giants, and Andres Torres has moved from left field. That's in there for a strike. Torres from left field to center field. Aaron Rowand departs the game, and Lewis will be listed in the leadoff spot in the order. Along the right field line, Scherholtz on the run, but in amongst the spectators, out of play. What's this I read on the out-of-town scoreboard presented by Chevron? Yankees won this afternoon at Yankee Stadium 4-2 over the Blue Jays. Cleveland annihilated Oakland 15-3. Shin-Soo Choo 2 home runs. Mariners over the Red Sox in extra innings at Fenway Park. That's it very softly. He was playing very deep. Sandoval on the run and gets him. Fulchino, not a very fast runner. One down. The Rangers beat the Rays in Arlington, Texas, and the Twins and Tigers are still playing at the Metrodome. 7-7, 12th inning. White Sox shut out the Royals, and Baltimore leads the Angels down in Anaheim 6-1, top of the 6th. At Angels Stadium. It's the American League out-of-town scoreboard. Leadoff man, Michael Bourne. The count is 0-1. Bourne has grounded out to short and grounded out to second. In the dirt for a ball. A lot of action going on, of course, as you might expect, on a Friday, the beginning of the 4th of July holiday weekend in the National League as well. As Sadowski is up and away with one. 2-1 the count. Giants with 13 runs, 14 hits. Sadowski has only allowed 1 hit so far. A broken bat. And Uribe out number 2. Bourne is 0 for 3. The National League out of town scoreboard now. In 10 innings, the Cubs over the Brewers 2-1. A game-ending walk. That's how it ended in the 10th inning. Pirates beat Florida, and no RBIs for Hanley Ramirez. He had at least one RBI in each of 10 straight games. 24 RBIs total, none tonight. Atlanta beat the Nationals, 5 straight wins for Atlanta. The Phillies over the Mets in Philly. The Cardinals beat the Reds, and what a game that was. The Cardinals in the 8th inning were trailing 3-0. Albert Pujols came up in the 8th with the bases loaded and hit a grand slam and put the Cardinals ahead. The Reds tied it in the last of the 8th, and then the Cardinals got 3 more and won it in the 9th anyway.
31 home runs now for Albert Pujols.
81 runs batted in for Albert in 82 games. Miguel Tejada 0 for 2. Big swing and a miss. That's 2-1.
You can see the subtle movement on that fastball, though, and even in a 2-0 count, I get it in count, and you know that Tejada's sitting on a fastball. Fastball with movement. Oh, what a nice assortment of fastball movement this kid can give you.
Manny Ramirez has been taken out of that game in San Diego in the 6th inning. Juan Pierre goes in to replace him. Manny was 0 for 3. Grounded out twice, popped out once. A lot of talk all around the baseball world about the way people have talked about the return of Manny. And that slider from Sadowski becomes his 3rd strikeout. 6 more shutout innings for Sadowski. He has not yet allowed a run in the big leagues.
Matchups. How about we flash back to 1986? You remember this one? Mike Scott, the crafty Mike Scott, with the no-hitter the final week of the season. Will Clark was the final out, a no-hitter, and the Astros clinched the National League West to advance to the playoffs. And John and Mike Scott, was there any chance that maybe he scuffed the ball that season or in that game?
Well, he could have, but I'll say this: that's the best stuff I ever saw for 9 innings in any one game. It was I was impressed if anybody hit a loud foul ball off him.
That was a real strong year by Scott, one of the best that anybody's had in a long, long time. As Edgar Renteria is out for the first time tonight. He had 3 singles and an RBI earlier. Retired here by Miguel Tejada, who threw him out. 1 gone in the Giants' 6th inning. The batter will be Travis Ishikawa, who hit a 3-run homer in the 2nd inning that made it a 9-0 game. Giants got 3 in the first, 6 in the second, and 4 in the third. 13-0 is the score. And a swing and a miss. Didn't have Scott had over 300 strikeouts that year.
Oh yeah, absolutely did. I mean, he won the Cy Young Award. He only had 18 wins, but the strikeout total was off the charts.
Back to the screen, and it is 0-2. A 300 strikeout season. Randy Johnson, he did it several times, but really since Mike Scott, not many others besides Randy Johnson have reached that plateau.
Well, you will definitely see more seasons that will be special, that guys will have 300 plus strikeout years, but you'll never see 300 innings again. Those days are gone.
Slider in the dirt from Fulcino. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Ishikawa. 1 out, nobody out here in the 6th inning. Well, the first year I broadcast Major League Baseball, 1974, I was with the Oakland Athletics, and Catfish Hunter pitched 325 innings that year. At the top of the Oakland rotation, he won 25 games.
I mean, you just don't see that many years where guys throw 250 innings.
That is a huge load right now. That would lead the league probably by plenty at this point. 2-2 the count. Juan Marichal on more than one occasion pitched 300 and was most years for several years around the 300 level. 290, 300, 315, and some years 25 to 30 complete games. This is Berkman and Fulcino over to cover. Out number 2. Ishikawa hit his home run back in the 2nd inning. And there was a question about it. Was it gone, or did it come back and stay in play? The umpires huddled up, and this is the replay we had, and it looked like it hit that steel rail and then off the cement and back on the field. The umpires looked at it on the video, and after they did, they saw apparently what we saw. And that may well have been the shot that they saw that made them decide that, hey, that's a home run. And they came back out on the field, and Randy Marsh said, home run. Juan Uribe 0 for 3 in the game. Now, on a night where your team's got 14 hits and 13 runs, you're not the pitcher. You need a hit.
Yeah, you don't want to be the guy that makes all the outs. You don't want to hear the line that's been said since baseball's been around. If you take an 0 for 5 and your team scores 13 runs, they're going to look at you and say, well, hey, somebody had to make the outs. You don't want to hear that. But, you know, in regards to the Ishikawa home run, I think the fans had a lot to do with Bruce Bochy's reaction. They were going crazy saying that ball's a home run.
Yeah, that's a swing. And Marsh immediately told him it was a swing. He is thrown out by Quintero. The inning is over. On to the 7th inning. Sadowski back to the hill with a shutout going. And the Astros nothing as we start the 7th inning. Ryan Sadowski goes to work here in the 7th, and he did not often pitch this deep into a game for the Fresno Grizzlies this year.
His longest outing down at Fresno was 6 1/3 innings, and that was his 3rd start of the year. But his pitch count this will be number 79. He should have lots in the gas tank.
A ball and a strike to Lance Berkman, who has walked and singled. Berkman has the Astros' only hit of the game against Sadowski.
Just great movement. I mean, he cuts the ball away from a right-handed hitter. He sinks the ball away from a left-hander with movement that tells away from him.
By the way, I said Berkman, but this is Darren Erstad pinch hitting for Lance Berkman. I beg your pardon. I kept thinking, wow, Berkman lost about 15 pounds since the last inning.
It could happen.
These days in baseball, anything is possible.
We're getting used to it.
Sadowski had 6 shutout innings in Milwaukee, and likely, Mike, if he hadn't been hit with the line drive, he probably would have kept on going in that game. Through 85 pitches total.
Well, Ryan Braun hit a line shot right back off his quad on his right leg, I believe, and he was noticeably limping when it hit him initially, and then as it stiffened up, it really worked into a limp. And when he got on the plane, he looked like Walter Brennan.
There is Fred Lewis. One away. Giants reworked the middle of their infield. Juan Uribe moved from second base over to shortstop. Renteria departs, and Matt Downs has gone in to play second base. Now, with Carlos Lee, the Astros slugging left fielder, due up, Jason Michaels is going to come up as a pinch hitter for him. So Erstad, the pinch hitter for Berkman, is gone. And here is Michaels. Fastball for a called strike. 13-0 Giants in the 7th.
How many times, though, have you seen a young arm come up to the big leagues, and he has great movement, but he doesn't have control of it? If you watch what Sadowski does, it's his ability to control his movement. Right-hander gets up, he cuts the ball in the outside corner. If he goes the inside corner, he sinks it. And he just basically flip-flops it when a lefty gets up there.
Ooh, that's a swing.
That's a rough strike right there.
1-2.
And again, this is the sinker movement that will run in, and when it gets up around the belt, it won't sink, but it bores in towards a hitter. And Michaels, I don't know how he got out of the way of that bad boy.
2-2. Well, Sadowski, we mentioned earlier, Raj Mathai had the story about his emergency brain surgery when he was pitching in the short season in the Pacific Northwest League. And later on, he had shoulder surgery, and he missed all of the 2006 season. Came back on the inside. That's almost sort of a microcosm of what he's done tonight. That at bat there by Michaels. Inside, outside.
And just paints him a little cutter on the inside corner. Just change the movement. So deceptive. And, you know, they've always said through the entire history of baseball, the best pitch is the fastball. If you understand the fastball, the different grips of the fastball, the 2-seam and the 4-seam grip.
Here's Blum with a single to left field. His first hit. Only the Astros' second hit of the night. Well, that pitch you're talking about, a little cutter, it's a movement coming back to the plate that he got strike 3 with. The pitch that he got in there with before was that sinker that, as you mentioned, had that boring action right in toward the hitter, almost hit Michaels.
And very deceptive because both those pitches are being thrown at the same speed.
In between those two pitches, he threw him the hard breaking ball on the outside part of the plate. That's a called strike to Hunter Pence, who is 0 for 2.
He's been in command of that first pitch. He's had 0-1 a lot tonight. Works a nice, quick pace. His players behind him appreciate that. He has a plan. He knows what he wants to do.
And that is over the head of Matt Downs, a single to right for Hunter Pence.
And you think about the 2 at-bats that have beaten him this inning. And in both instances, Blum goes the opposite field with a single. And here Hunter Pence goes the opposite way with a single. And when you have guys making adjustments like this in the course of a ball game, and that's sort of the hitters telling the pitcher, you know, you have movement, we have to make adjustments, take swing out, go the other way. That's a tip of the cap is what that is.
By the way, this is already the deepest into a game he has gone at any time this year, including all of his starts down in AAA ball with Fresno.
Well, I got to believe, though, he's been to the 100-pitch level a few times.
Kaz Matsui, the sinker is low for ball one. Matsui is 0 for 2, 2 ground outs.
I mean, one thing about Sadowski is, you know, he's not missing high. He's not underneath his pitches. He's still commanding the lower part of the strike zone. He's been throwing darts the whole game.
Foul ball. Well, when he missed that entire season, 2006, with the shoulder surgery, he said that he had to learn how to get guys out when his stuff wasn't very good. When he first came back, he had to build his arm strength back up again. He didn't have really good stuff.
So when you learn how to pitch.
And that's exactly what he says. He says now he feels like his stuff is good again, but he also learned how to pitch. And the count is 1-2. He also said that he wasn't really ever in a hurry to get here to the big leagues. He said when he got here, and he never believed that he would not get here, but when he got here, he wanted to be ready to stay here to show everybody that he knows what to do upon arrival. So he's still a fairly young guy, but he's got sort of an old way of thinking that belies his relative inexperience. 2-2 the count. And the breaking ball is bounced foul.
Well, it says a lot about the minor league system, too, because so often guys get rushed. I mean, if you're registering a 95-mile-an-hour fastball and you can throw a changeup over the plate, you're going to go through the minor leagues quickly. And then there are guys like Sadowski that, you know, they've been down there 6-7 years, and they have been taught well, and they apply it well.
And a fastball. The crowd was sure that was over the plate, but it was off the outside by several inches. 3-2 the count.
Playing enough professional baseball, you're going to learn the game right.
Blum at second, Pence at first. 2 down in the 7th. They go. And there is Matt Downs. 7 shutout innings for Sadowski, and he gets a standing ovation as he heads to the Giants dugout. Portobello mushroom $6 burger. More than just a piece of meat. 13 runs, 14 hits for the Giants. 7 shutout innings, 3 hits allowed by Ryan Sadowski, whose big league career now in 2 starts shows 13 innings pitched, no runs allowed. None yet. Sadowski has had 4 strikeouts along the way. Just one walk. He's thrown 98 pitches. It's the deepest into a game that Sadowski has gone at either the major or minor league levels. And now the Giants against Jeff Fulcino. A pop foul by Eli Whiteside. So that's our Carl's Jr. game breakdown. I'm John Miller with Mike Krukow. Giants baseball from San Francisco. The Giants back home after a 10-game road trip. Slider from Fulcino on the outside for a called strike. Giants bullpen is busy now. Jonathan Sanchez, a left-hander, started to warm up. And the Giants have Sadowski out in the on-deck circle, though. He's due up next.
Okay, the guy who's saving the pin for the Astros tonight is Jeff Fulcino. He threw 2 innings yesterday in San Diego. And this is going to be his 5th inning of work. Guy who's been around professional baseball for a while. Still a rookie. This is his 9th professional season. He came into this year with just 67 days of big league experience. Got called up, and it's one of those situations where the skipper says, hey, can you give me another inning? He will do anything to stay here. And he is doing a great job saving this bullpen for the Astros.
So when he came in the 3rd, it didn't look like he would be around very long. He gave up 4 runs in his first inning. But he is helping him out, as you say, simply by pitching these innings and keeping the rest of the bullpen fresh for games tomorrow and Sunday. He's 29 years old from Titusville, Florida. There's Jonathan Sanchez. They claimed him off of the waiver wire back in December. He had been with Kansas City last year. Pop-up foul coming back and into the second deck just beneath us. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 42,199, the official paid crowd tonight. And there is the big Sadowski on deck. Dude.
Anything else they call him?
Well, I don't know if anybody else calls him dude, but me. But that's the shortstop. This is Tejada. And Whiteside is retired. Whiteside 1 for 4. His one hit, though, was a big one. It was a long double to center field in the second inning as the leadoff man. That started a 6-run rally where the Giants really opened it up. And here is Sadowski. And a very nice ovation for the big Sadowski. There was a movie several years ago with Jeff Bridges, Julianne Moore, called The Big Lebowski. The Coen brothers made the movie. And like all of their movies, it's kind of funky. But the Big Lebowski was known as Dude.
Dude Lebowski?
Dude Lebowski. Or just Dude. And a guy kept calling him Mr. Lebowski. And finally he had it with that. He says, and Dude was kind of a spaced out kind of a guy. He says, man, my name is Dude. Or Duder. Or Duderino. If you're not into that whole brevity thing.
Well, I think it could stick. Ryan Sadowski could be Duderino Sadowski.
Yeah.
It could happen.
1 ball and 2 strikes to Duderino. Strike 3 called. And I think that's a fitting outcome. When you've got a 13-0 lead,
yeah,
just go up there and let him strike you out and go back to the dugout.
Not a problem with that.
And he gets a nice round of applause as he goes back to the dugout. Jason Michaels stays in to play left field after pinch hitting for Lee, and Darren Erstad, who hit for Berkman, stays in at first base for the Astros. 2 down, and here is Fred Lewis up for the first time, hitting in Rowan's spot. Rowan was 1 for 2 with a walk and also was hit by a pitch. And a foul off to the left by Fred. Giants 13, Astros nothing. Ryan Sadowski. This is really an amazing story. Sadowski only really got his shot here in the big leagues because of the problems that Jonathan Sanchez was having in the rotation. And that's a ball down and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Sanchez warming up in the pen. Do you think Sadowski's finished?
The way he's warming up, I would think he is. But I hope he goes out there for like 1 more pitch so he can get a nice ovation walking off the field. He certainly has earned that.
He's thrown 98 pitches.
Hey, kid has had 2 starts, and he's thrown 13 consecutive shutout innings, and that's how his big league career starts. 7 hits allowed. He's been fantastic.
2-2 now to Fred Lewis.
And you talk about winning the hearts of the Giants faithful. That's a great way to come into the big leagues. And 2 times now, I mean, he stopped the losing streak, a 2-game losing streak in Milwaukee. And if the Giants go on to win this ball game, he will have done the same thing here today. 13 innings pitched, 7 hits allowed, just 11 base runners in 13 innings, and 6 strikeouts.
The stopper, Dude Sadowski, the stopper. Nice going, dude. 3-2 the count to Fred Lewis. And Matsui throws out Fred. The inning is over. Inning number 8 coming up. And Sanchez will enter the game.
Throughout the years. Welcome back to the ballpark. 13-0. The Giants here in the 8th inning leading the Astros. We've been talking about notable Giants-Astros games throughout the years. How about we flash back to October 4th, 2001, part of Barry Bonds' historic home run record-breaking season. He matched Mark McGwire by hitting number 70 in Houston. And funny thing about that, the Astros, like most teams, were pitching around Bonds for most of the series in the game, but they pitched to him in the 9th inning in the series finale, and he hit it out. And guys, I remember we were all in Houston. We come back here to San Francisco, and that very next day he hit 71 and 72 against Chan Ho Park.
Indeed. And it definitely was the Astros manager at that time, Larry Durker's intent, I guess, for Barry not to hit any at all in Houston, as he walked him over and over and over again, and the Giants just clobbered the Astros. As that's the first out back of the new pitcher, Jonathan Sanchez. Sandoval throws out Quintero. Remember that? Jeff Kent hitting right behind Bonds in that series. Drove in 10 runs in the 3 games.
Hey, well,
and boy, drove in Bonds about 8 of those times.
Harry Spillman, who is the hitting instructor for the Astros, told me before the start of that series, says Larry Durker's not going to pitch to him, and if he do, he's going to break out the secret weapon. I said, who's that? He goes, I'm not telling you.
Along the right field line, this is Sherholtz, and a nice catch in foul ground. Just after stepping across the line, he had to actually move back another couple of feet as he got there.
And the ball will come back to you here if you stay with it. And what do you say we make that our Lexus pursuing perfection play of the game? The perseverance. Now, he was cheating off the line like most right fielders do here in this ballpark, protecting against Triples Alley, and the ball will come back. And his speed allows him to get over and get a look and makes the play. That's our Lexus pursuing perfection play of the game.
And there's ball one to Michael Bourne.
But the secret weapon turned out to be a kid who came out of the minor leagues named Wilfredo Rodriguez, and he was a real thin, long-armed, skinny guy that threw about 97 miles an hour, had no idea where it was going. And that was the secret weapon. And the very first pitch he threw warming up prior to pitching to Bonds, he threw halfway up the screen, the backstop. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, this is not good. Like that. And the very first pitch he threw to Bonds, it was a high fastball, and Bonds fouled it back. And he was right on him. And I think it was a pitch later or two pitches later that he hit the ball out to right center and it was gone. As soon as he hit it, you knew it was gone. Just a remarkable at bat. And afterwards, I saw Harry Spindler. I go, some secret weapon you got.
And he crushed that ball into the second deck out in deep right center field.
It was a long one. Harry Spindler said, I don't have any idea how Bonds did that against that kid. Having never seen him before. A guy who had a wild hair up his nose and he's throwing high 90s gas. And Bonds beat him. Amazing.
2-2 to Bourne, and the slider. Ball three. 3-2.
I was in the dugout or in the Giants clubhouse when Bonds came in. He was taken out of the game after that swing of the bat. As we look at the 2-2 pitch, you tell me, is it a strike? Pretty good pitch. And all Bonds would say was, I just wanted to tie McGuire. I just wanted to hit 70. And as Raj pointed out, he came back home and hit another 3. But what a year that was.
He homered his first 2 times up against Chan Ho Park, and that was a must-win game for the Giants in the pennant race. And ultimately, they did not win that game, despite Bond's best efforts. This is the long throw by Uribe, not in time, and not many would be able to throw out Michael Bourne. He's got tremendous speed, and if you're an infielder, that's the Bourne dilemma.
Well, I mean, it gives you an idea of how fast this guy is. Not a whole lot of backswing, so he got out of the box pretty well. But that was not a medium ground ball. I mean, that was a little bit better than that, pace-wise. And you don't see many guys in the league that can beat out a ground ball like that, especially with an arm like Uribe. It's a good one. Uribe's arm is fantastic.
Here is Tejada, who is 0 for 3. Well, that's the Bourne legacy. I've seen 2 of those Bourne movies. Or is it 3?
Is it 3? They're good. The Bourne Supremacy?
The Bourne Supremacy, that's it. He hits a ground ball, the Bourne Supremacy. You can't throw him out.
Oh, don't forget Born Free.
You know, I hadn't realized. So all 3 of these recent movies are just sequels to that original. When was that? 35 years ago. 1-1 the count to Tejada. That's hit high in the air into left field. Fred Lewis got room right at the edge of the track.
Home run in Houston.
Into the Crawford boxes and then some. Last of the 8th inning, the Giants ahead 13-0.
K. Welcome to K-ville. Tickets in K-ville are located in a special section right here at AT&T Park, and a purchase of a ticket in K-ville gets the fans this great package: a ticket in the K-ville section, a collector's K-ville t-shirt, a foam orange K, $10 in food and beverage through Splash Ticks, and you get it all for only $55. You can go to sfgiants.com/K-ville right now. You can get your special package for your place in K-ville.
Here are the Giants now, the last of the eighth. A new pitcher for the Astros, Tim Burdack, left-hander, and a foul hit by Andres Torres. Torres entered the game in the third inning as a pinch hitter for Randy Wynn, who had hit a foul ball down off his right shin and left the game in the third.
This guy's got good stuff. The only problem with him is that at times he has a problem controlling his stuff.
There goes Michael Bourne, but Hunter Pence is already there, and one away. So Torres is now 1 for 3. Pablo Sandoval, who started to score in the first 2 of these 13 runs, driven in when Sandoval launched a home run into the bleachers above the 20-foot high wall. Right at the corner of that wall to the left of the 365 marker out in right center field. Sandoval lined out to first his next time, then hit a triple into the number 7 archway out there in right center. Pops this one up. Darren Erstad in foul ground. Now back into fair territory. Out number 2. Sandoval is 2 for 5. This is back in the first inning when the score was still 0-0 with a runner at first.
They set up away. The ball goes inside. And a mistake to location from Felipe Paulino, the starting pitcher. And Pablo Sandoval just got every bit of that ball. I don't think he hit a ball any harder than that.
His 12th home run of the year. Now Nate Scherholtz is Jeff Keppinger, who pinch hit for Fulchino, stays in to play shortstop. Tejada is out of the game. Burdack is listed in the number 2 spot where Tejada had been. Fulchino went 5 innings, gave up 4 runs, but that won't really be how the Astros measure his performance tonight. He gave them 5 and kept their bullpen intact. Cecil Cooper will feel confident in his bullpen for tomorrow's ball game. And he sends Russ Ortiz to the mound against the Giants' Tim Lincecum. 105 start here tomorrow. Scherholtz has 3 hits in this game. He singled in the first, singled home a run in the second, doubled home a run in the third, grounded out his last time, 3 for 4. He had a 4-hit game the last time Sadowski pitched last Sunday in Milwaukee.
That outing by Jeff Fulchino, that's how you endear yourself to your teammates. Especially the way he started out, and he gave up a 4 spot in the third inning. Then he shut the door down the next 4 innings. Saved the pin, and you elevate in the status of that clubhouse by outings like that.
A walk for Scherholtz. Only the second walk the Giants have drawn in this game. It's funny, when a team scores as many runs as the Giants scored early on, you expect to see some walks, some errors, some hit batsmen. But in those first 3 innings, there was only 1 walk that figured in the scoring. And that was it. No errors, no other hit batsmen in that time. Just the 1 walk. The Giants were just slamming the ball all over the ballpark. 2 homers, 2 triples, 3 doubles. And there is ball 1 to Matt Downs, up for the first time in the game. Sandoval had that home run in the first inning, and Ishikawa hit a 3-run homer in the second. That also prompted the umpires to consult a slow motion replay in the replay room. One of the earliest uses of the replay was last year right here in this ballpark. Benji Molina hit one off the top of the Willie Mays wall in right field. And that's ball 4 to Downs. So Burdack hits a batter, now walks a batter. I beg your pardon, he's walked 2 batters.
And this is what I was talking about Burdack. I mean, he's got excellent stuff. It's just a matter of being able to control it. It's not been easy for him.
So now the lefty will face the left-handed hitting Travis Ishikawa. Giants 13, Astros nothing. And ball one. Tomorrow, Tim Lincecum, who has been pitching so well, and he'll be going after his 9th win of the year as the pitching coach Dewey Robinson goes out to talk to Burdack now. I remember when we were in St. Louis, a lot of the media were asking Lincecum if he thought about whether or not he might actually be called upon to start the All-Star game, which will be in St. Louis. And Lincecum just said, well, I'm hoping I make the club, and I'm hoping maybe this time I'll even get to the game. He ended up being hospitalized with the flu-like symptoms in New York last year. Wasn't even at the All-Star game, much less getting into it. The Major League Baseball announced this week, by the way, they're adding a 33rd player to each roster. And the idea is that each manager would add a pitcher whose job would be to be the guy in extra innings. So, in other words, this guy's going to be added, but he'll be introduced with all the All-Stars. He'll be a member of the All-Star team, get a bonus if he's got an All-Star bonus in his contract, that sort of thing. But he would not pitch unless the game goes extra innings, and you need another pitcher. As Ishikawa legs out an infield hit. He doesn't get many of those. His 2nd hit of the night.
Well, that's a good idea. So you have a guy who's capable of throwing 5 or 6 innings. This is the thing of beauty, folks. A broken bat jam job that it's like a swinging bunt. Jeff Blum, all he can do is just take a bite out of it.
So somebody made the suggestion that although Chris Carpenter may not make the All-Star team because he's missed a lot of the season on the disabled list, but he's pitched well, he'd be a perfect 33rd man for the National League All-Star team, just to be used if necessary. Uribe 0 for 5 as we go to the 9th.
Time now for our Budweiser player of the game. No brainer here. Ryan Sadowski, who has extended his scoreless streak to 13 with 7 shutout innings, 3 hits allowed, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. He mixed his movement and his pitches beautifully. He is our Budweiser player of the game. Reach for the perfect balance of flavor and refreshment. Budweiser, the great American lager.
Inning number 9. And it's a 1-strike count to Darren Erstad, left-handed hitter facing the left-hander Jonathan Sanchez. The Giants 13 runs, 15 hits. The Astros no runs, 4 hits. In the right center field, and Sherholtz gets there.
The only way he catches this ball is if he cheats out of a normal straightaway right field position and tries to cover that gap. And this is how we've seen it sort of evolve here at AT&T, where right fielders will cheat to the gap, and you can see that ball was scalded. Any other ballpark, because a right fielder would normally play a straightaway position, that ball's a gapper. That's extra bases.
And strike one to Jason Michaels. Michaels, as did Erstad, entered the game in the 7th inning as a pinch hitter. He is 0 for 1. He struck out against Sadowski. Sadowski went 7, no runs, 3 hits allowed. 0-2 the counts. He's so far in his young big league career pitched 13 scoreless innings. 7 hits total. He had a better walk total tonight and doubled his strikeouts total from his Milwaukee start.
Well, and the thing, John, that stands out about the guy is his composure. I mean, he has just absolutely been able to hold his concentration. Obviously, when you make a major league debut as a kid coming out of minor leagues, especially if you've been riding the buses for 6+ years, you know, it's going to be a big deal. Well, he held his composure through 6 strong innings in Milwaukee tonight. He held his focus through a large lead, which isn't always easy. I'm impressed with this guy.
So he does not give the impression of being a rookie. Looks like he feels like he's supposed to be here. He knows what it takes to be here. Up the middle, Downs out in front of that ball. Nice play. Michaels is out number 2.
Looked like Jeff Kent going to his right on that play. Ball hit sharply up the middle. Got a nice jump, sort of surrounded it, and very quickly off the right foot, rifling a strike over to Ishikawa. That play wasn't even close. Nice pick.
2 down, and here is Jeff Blum. A foul out of play. The Dodgers atop the National League West by 7.5 over the Giants, are leading San Diego 6-3, last of the 8th inning at Petco Park. Third place Colorado 8.5 out at the start of the day. Has already won its game, shutting out Arizona 5-0. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Blum. 42,199, the paid crowd here in San Francisco, and everybody standing now. Ryan Sadowski closes in on his 2nd big league win, and that's the splitter, the changeup that Sanchez throws. Strike 2. And they stepped in after the Giants had lost 2 in Milwaukee against the slugging Brewers and was great. And now here in San Francisco before the home crowd for the first time, and he was even better.
He really was. He was even better, and it's hard to believe. 1 strike away from his 2nd victory at the big league level.
The slider in the dirt. And Whiteside throws him out. The ball game is over. And that's 2 strong innings for Sanchez in relief of Sadowski. The Giants 13, the Astros nothing, and Sadowski goes out to join the receiving line as the Giants win the first game of this 10-game homestand, and they are now